What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. It's vlog time here at GITX again. Fish.
I heard blog. Oh, you just ripped my shirt.
No, I didn't. You're fine.
I only have one.
That was your gigantic biceps.
I mean, I do have gigantic biceps.
Yeah.
I look good.
We thought it would be fun to talk about things that inspire you to go out and play Airsoft, things that get you jazzed about playing Airsoft. This is like 99%, not jazz music, but although jazz music does make me want to play Airsoft. I can't explain that. Anyway, things that, you know, make you want to get out and play, things that just get you pumped for the weekend. You're like, man, you know what? I watched this cool movie, and I want to get out there and just go slay bodies and sling plastic and have a good time. So we thought it would be interesting. We talk about this all the time up here.
Yeah, especially with me since, you know, being a movie fanatic and video game fanatic.
You were going on a rant about John Wick 2 the other day. And
when do I never not go on a rant about John Wick 2? Or John Wick 1. You know,
any movie Keanu Reeves has ever been in.
Whoa.
But that's beside the point. One of us went, man, we should film this for a vlog. So that's what's happening right now.
Utah.
Yeah. So, favorite movie that makes you want to go play Airsoft? Go.
It's easy. John Wick 2.
John Wick 2? Specifically John Wick 2. There's no other movie that comes to mind.
Well, I mean, there's a slew of other movies. I mean, trust me, with my collection. But John Wick 2 being one of the few where you're really going after, like, other people. And the amount of coolness and the executions for the entirety of it. Just phenomenal. Probably another one for, like, to get me, like, really in the hype for a lot of, like, the big Milsim events. You know, Black Hawk Down is a wonderful film. You know, it's wonderfully created. It's actually pleasantly paced.
It's a classic. It's true. The pacing of that movie's fantastic. That's why it's such a wonderful movie to watch.
I mean, it really is. And plus seeing young Tom Hardy, I mean, that was...
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, you know?
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom was
a lot of actors that are like big nowadays that were in that movie that were like nobodies in that movie.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I never noticed until a couple years ago.
I generally like inspirational movies. So.
Yeah, but the guy who played Mr. Fantastic in the original Fantastic Four that came out like in early 2000, I think.
What's his name?
I can't remember.
Ian something.
I don't think it's Ian, but either way, he actually played.
We'll put it in the comments.
He played. I think it was the guy that got the seizures in Black Hawk Down.
That might have been.
No, it was because I saw him like
Ian Grufford. That's his name.
What?
Ian Grufford, I think.
Yeah, I think he's a British dude.
Yeah, he's an English actor. But yeah, no. So that's interesting you say that because like Black Hawk Down's on my list of things that I will watch while I'm packing for like an event or whatever. Like, cause I'm that guy that like I sit there and I sprawl out on the floor in my office. I mean, you know, I've got a TV in there and I'm always playing movies or whatever. And that's one that I watch, but it's not the one that gets me the most jazzed. You know what it is? It's going to be kind of a weird pick.
Barbie's Kingdom Adventure?
No. Think a little bit more, you know, murder and violence type of thing. It's
Beethoven Fifth.
No. Tears of the Sun.
Good movie. I never really got into Tears of the Sun. It was a good movie, but it's just like...
It's such a good movie, but you know what it is? It's
Bruce Willis was really
There are
dry.
2 scenes in there specifically that just get me super jazzed for Airsoft. And I mean, it's a little inappropriate to talk about it in context because of what the movie's about, but like...
Wait, am I thinking of the right one with Bruce Willis?
Yeah, where they're the Navy SEALs that go in to extract the doctor.
Okay, yeah.
And it's specifically, it's the scene where they finally left the camp and they're coming up on like the encampment that the bad guys in the movie are like tearing up and doing their thing, and they go in all silent with just pistols, and it's that while they've got the sniper guy up in the tree, and then the final big shootout of the movie, like at the end where they're like right there at the border, they're about to get out of the country, and like there's the RPGs flying everywhere, and it's like quintessential blockbuster, get me pumped, make me want to go play Airsoft kind of a thing. Like that always does it. Like oh gosh, just the...
What about Rambo? Like the actual Rambo, not Rambo First Blood Part 1, but Rambo and the movie Heat.
So Rambo, like the 4th one. Where he goes back to Vietnam or whatever?
Not really, no. That was the second one.
Because you've got... because you've got...
First Blood Part 2, he goes back to Vietnam.
Okay, then what... No, okay, but that's not the one that I mean. So
Rambo was the recent
Rambo First
one.
Blood. First Blood 2 is the one where he goes to Vietnam.
Back to Vietnam.
Rambo 3 is when he goes to Afghanistan.
Yeah, and for the Cold War. Yeah, and I think it would be the 4th one.
So then where is he in the 4th one? Because I know which one you're talking about. We're talking about the same movie.
Cambodia.
Is it Cambodia? Okay. Somewhere in that part of the world still.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen
I will say the action scenes in that movie get me pretty jazzed.
The ending, you know,
yeah.
50 caliber.
Yeah. I love the meme that creates with it's all the thumbs ups.
Yeah,
Facebook. Like that's
or
that
the better
awesome.
yet when it's like photoshops the 50 cal Allen. It's just his thumbs.
Yeah,
it's like when there was like it's either kitchen staff or servers, or servers saying that they're good during shift.
Yeah, I remember watching a weird thing about that movie actually, where they talked about how the guy that lugs the 50 cal around, they had to create a special prop 50 cal that was like entirely like rubber or plastic or something because the real one would have been too heavy for him to lug around in the jungle all day during filming. And I thought that was interesting.
He just had to work out. Just work out more.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So you know what else? So while we're talking about Sylvester Stallone, it's not like the thing that makes me want to go play airsoft, but man, things that get me pumped like the night before a game, like and I always gotta watch. So I'm that guy that habitually watches.
The Expendables.
Yeah, all three of them. Like I'll watch them back to back to back the night before. Man,
it's meant to be watched.
Like they are not plot-wise very entertaining movies, but holy crap.
I think the plots were decent.
It is fun to watch Terry Crews crack wise and blow dudes up with an AA-12.
I mean, it makes for a good moment.
It's pretty good.
But I mean, the plots weren't that bad.
Okay.
I mean, kind of cheesy.
So, off the movie subject though, like, what other things get you excited to go play?
Listening to Chuck Mangione.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one.
It's the flugelhorns, man. It's the flugelhorns.
The flugelhorns make you want to play airsoft.
It really does. The guy had a hit chart with a flugelhorn in the 70s.
Okay.
But, in fact, that's actually true. I really, like, for some reason, I love Chuck.
We are not going on a rant about Chuck Mangione.
No, I'm just saying that Chuck Mangione, I like to listen to Chuck Mangione before, doing airsoft. It's that calming but aggressive soothingness. But for other deal, video games always gets me excited for it.
Okay, so what games get you excited?
Fallout 4.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you, but how does Fallout 4 make you want to play airsoft?
It's just the aggressive nature. So you get a lot of the raiders, and especially when you're in downtown Boston, in the Commonwealth, and you're going through the buildings, and there's a lot of settlements in there where the raiders have just made encampments. And so you'll have raiders on top of the roofs, on the fire escapes, and you'll have them in different encampments. And I actually like to play on hardcore. So being able to go in and kind of clear that area with whatever guns that I have, it really gets me excited, especially, if you're trying to go into the vats and just slowly pick them off, and then, oh, wait, there's another person over there, and just start doing all that fun jazz.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it.
And mods. Got to have mods for that.
Got to have mods, yeah. You can't really, Fallout's not Fallout without mods. That's what makes it the best. Speaking of games that need mods to be good, though, what usually makes me want to go play Arma 3.
I still can't get an Arma.
Yeah, you generally don't like walking simulator games. Like, we couldn't get you to DayZ.
No,
That's all right. That's all right.
I mean, the graphics look good. It looks beautiful. I like what they've done. I just don't like that.
So then, happy medium there. Something like Ghost Recon.
Yeah, Ghost Recon. I know we played.
I know we loved it. That's why
we've been playing it since day one. So it came out.
That's why it was such a heavy inspiration for Operation Wildman next month. Or I guess by the time you guys see this, because it'll be
tomorrow's the 31st.
Oh no, okay. So if I get this uploaded by tomorrow, then it won't be. It'll be next month still. But June 25th.
Yes.
We're doing a very, very Ghost Recon inspired game because it came out and I fell in love with it.
I think we all did. I mean, we were on there
I
were on Xbox every single night.
I toughed it out through Narco Road despite how terrible it was. Because I needed to play more of that game. Actually, I'm now that I think about it, actually today, the day we're filming this, Fallen Ghost came out for Season Pass owners, so I'm excited to go try that out when I get home.
I'm going to have to look at that because if it's good, I might get the Season Pass.
Had to hit up the squad and go play it.
I
will say, Narco Road was corny and made absolutely no sense, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm going to try to avoid Narco Road, but
it did not make me want to play Airsoft. So I will say though that the base game of that game was awesome. Like just the tactical shooting and the maneuver warfare and just
like you can literally stealth the whole entire thing. Coordinate shots with your teammates.
Yeah, it's a game that's built around my favorite thing about playing Airsoft, which is the strategy. Right, like there's some guys out there. There are some guys out there that are like their favorite thing is getting to go 100 miles an hour, kick in a door and start blasting kids, just clearing buildings or whatever. And I'm a little too old and fat for that nowadays. So, like, what gets me going is getting to just be that guy that goes up. We roll up on a fight that's going on, and we go, okay, cool. There are dudes in this building. We've got guys here, here, and here. They've got guys here, here, and here. How do we fix this? Yeah. And then coming up with that plan that's like, all right, cool. 2 of us will go this way. 2 of us will go that way. And then we'll, do whatever the plan will be for the situation.
Yeah.
And watching that come together, I could not fire a single damn shot. And then watching a plan that I came up with. The secret captain, I always watch my language, but seeing that plan come together is the most fulfilling thing for me when I play Airsoft. So getting that in a video game, it's mind-blowing. And that's
the amount of vehicles and the snipers and the guns. I just wish there was a little more.
I'm a bit of a sucker for. Yeah, that's true. I know they had their deal with 511 or whatever, but that was a little disappointing because.
One day, hopefully.
Because I need me my JPC. I need me my gears. It's hard life for a geardo in video games nowadays.
Now, what about Call of Duty?
You never
talked about Call of Duty.
So
I've talked about it.
I didn't mention Call of Duty because I've kind of fallen out of favor with Call of Duty recently. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack, and holy crap, all the haters are going to blow up the comment section over this. But I will say, it's not that I don't like Call of Duty. It's that Call of Duty has run so far away from what made it the game that I fell in love with when I started playing Call of Duty. And Fish has got to run, so I'll finish my rant, and then we'll end the video. So the reason why I can't do Call of Duty anymore, though, is just because it's run so far away from the theme. So it's gotten too sci-fi, the zombies, all that junk just doesn't do anything for me. But getting to have a realistic milsim theme is super awesome. So maybe with World War II, I'll get back into it. Because the Call of Duty games that I fell in love with made me really want to play Airsoft, were all the Modern Warfare games and the first Black Ops.
Black Ops 1, that was my jam.
And World War I liked, but it wasn't really. It's World War II. I'm not into World War II Airsoft Guns either, so I guess.
I'm not into World War II Airsoft Guns, but man, the game was just.
But, I will say if it's a really good, gritty, realistic, fun depiction, like Battlefield 1 actually got me wanting to play Airsoft.
I refuse to play Battlefield 1.
Okay, so I haven't played any of the multiplayer because, like, the World War I thing I'm not really a big fan of, but I was given a free copy of it, so I gave it a chance and played the single player, and I will say it was worth playing. Hands down, one of the best single-player campaigns that I've played in the last 6 months, in terms of a video game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, it's definitely the best one of the Battlefield series, I think. Not that my opinion matters so much, because we're hardly professional video game reviewers, but we do play a lot of video games.
I mean, we can be professional video game
so
reviewers.
Most important thing that makes me want to play Airsoft, though, and I know this because I catch Mason and I every time before we go to a game together, man. Like, every freaking time, Rainbow Six Siege.
Where am I not involved? I get online and you guys never invite me.
It's because
you suck.
It's because you suck, dude.
I'm gold! I'm gold platinum on both accounts.
Mason, get in here. You're going to come talk about Siege with us for a minute. But anyway, so Siege always does it, right? So I know you and I were playing the other day. We had a really good game. And Mason and I are usually playing, was it right before we all went out to, Mason and I went to Dagestan.
Yeah.
And we were playing all night before Dagestan. And that was awesome. And and then, like, right before we left to go down to Bulldog, I know you and I were playing something. I think it was Siege again.
No, it was mostly Siege.
No, it was Wildlands that time. That's right. But either way.
I don't think you guys play Siege.
So, no, it was Siege. It was Siege before Dagestan. But anyway, because I was showing you that clip. But something about Rainbow Six Siege, and again, I think it's the planning and the tactics side of like how Wildlands appeals to me. It's like that on like a micro scale, and I really dig it. So, and then also it's awesome if you're like a super huge geardo like me that you just like, oh, I'm gonna run Blackbeard. Look at all this cry. Oh, whatever. Or like all the cool guns, because like I think we're all big suckers for gun porn in video games.
Oh yes.
Yes.
If you've got games and movies.
You got cool guns and you got cool ways to customize them guns.
Oh,
all about it.
Movie Heat.
Movie Heat.
Beautiful.
That's true. I guess you can't talk about getting jazzed for a shooting sport and not talk about Heat.
Yeah, because I found out that apparently, I don't know if this is true, if somebody can confirm it, but I can't remember, it was either Camp Pendleton or somewhere, but some of the Marine training groups use Heat for particularly in the scene where they're having the shootout on one of the California roads. And supposedly they use that for the training on how to bound and move and how to retreat, under fire and all that. But honestly, I mean, that was just beautiful.
I wonder if that's true. If you guys know for sure one way or the other, if you guys have been on the receiving end of that kind of watching Heat as training,
yes,
let us know in the comments. We'd love to know.
Because honestly, I only saw one article of it. I really didn't dig into it much since I just saw it and it kind of just went away. But please, I would love to know, because that is just the coolest thing to know about. I know when I was in the reserves, we actually watched Black Hawk Down for some of the training on that.
Anyway,
it's kind of weird.
We're at YouTube's time limit right now because they like to keep these things under 15 minutes. So we got to go. Let us know what inspires you guys. Drop it in the comments. We want to see it.
We actually read these things.
We do. We'll see you guys later.